Hello, Western New York. As you can see, the snow is back, and once again, my berries are now once again buried. I perish. Well, this is Western New York, as I've mentioned time and time again. And well, we get snow. And as you can see, my blueberries are buried. First of my mom's roses are buried. The bush in front of me, I don't know the name of it, is buried, or at least down near the bottom. The rose cuttings are buried, as are the dwarf roses. Well, that is to say, parts of them, anyways. Wild rose, well, the bottom part of it is buried. The red currant bush is buried, or at least parts of it. Same thing with parts of the gooseberry bushes. And of course the grapes. And Mom's chrysanthemums, and got a cat. The one cat's running around according to the tracks. Yeah. What you may not be seeing is me trying to locate it, and here's my walking stick. Right on top of one of Mom's chrysanthemums. Get a smell when you're walking around. Yeah. You gotta shake the snow off of my hands. It don't affect things too much. Don't know if you can see it, but it's doing a little bit of a blowing. More Mom's stuff. Say nothing about mine. And now Mom's got two types of roses. Well, that's a brown-eyed Susan. I got a dwarf rose here. Mom's got a few other things in here. She's got a few other things in pots too. I'm not quite sure what all of them are. And of course, here's my berries. Mostly reds, as I've mentioned before. And of course, one blackberry here. As well as a black raspberry, which is once again buried by snow. Now, and let me show you something else I haven't been able to haven't told you guys about. Mom does have her garden, and she got a little rose here. I don't know if it was her or who planted it. It might have been just some seed or something that got lucky. She's got a couple of cone heads. Bought these things for her. Two of the purplish variety and two of the white. And of course I got the lilacs. As I mentioned, we're going to have to transplant those over to this area between the back porch and sumac. One thing I have been doing is, well, I've been doing all along, is buying different varieties. You always want different varieties for better pollination purposes. Right there's a maple tree. I got 3 of them, as I've mentioned. Got another one in here somewhere, buried, that I'm going to have to transplant. You know, otherwise I'm going to have an issue or two. I got some vines that, quite frankly, what I've been informed, they're just a weed. They kind of produce like a reddish berry. I hope I didn't step on anything. Like a reddish berry with with like a spearhead shaped leaf. Don't know if they're poisonous or not, but I'm not going to eat them. And, well, here's my blackberries and black raspberries, which, well, it's, ooh. Well, I guess the cat found something. Although what, I don't know, and I'll give it a spot where I'm at. I might want to move anyways. The wind ain't real bad, but, well, you know how that all works. And these are my wilds. At least some of them. Wild raspberries, wild, and one wild blackberry. I'm going to have to get some more wild blackberries. Notice at least 3 different varieties around here. One variety is really thorny, one is just regular thorny, and then there's a nearly thornless variety. You know, might be worth it to try and manage a couple of them, you know. And, well, here's my stuff, you know. And these are my meekers. As I mentioned, they're like a viney type. And of course, here are my chesters. They're a viney type of a blackberry. Meekers are red raspberries. Chesters are blackberries. And here's some more of my blackberries. These ones are Apache. These ones are Arapaho. As I mentioned, I've done a little bit of pruning, removing the broken stuff and the dead stuff, as much as I can anyways. Right here is my raspberry shortcake. It's supposed to be thornless. Don't know what, I can't wait to see what it looks like when the berries grow, you know. And this is my Polono, and as you can see, it's done a whole lot better than what I thought that it would be doing, you know. It's an everbearing, produces 2 crops of berries on its canes, although it didn't exactly do much of a fall crop, but you know, it had a couple. This one here's my Heritage. Again, fall bear. Yeah, it's an everbearer. Had some berries, you know, they're kind of tart. And these are my black raspberries. Jewel here and Bristol there. Although it will eventually get to the point where I can't even remember what they are. These are my fall golds. Again, everbearing, produces 2 crops. I did not get a good crop on them this year for the fall. Again, first time I had them in the ground. On the other hand, over by the barn, I did get a good crop. And right in front of me is my burn pile. That's a useful rule for dealing with your dead stuff. And of course, right in here I got my some more blackberries. Again, most of all my stuff is buried, as you can see. You know, it's always amazing, you know. A little bit of snow and everything gets buried. There is a beauty in it, though. There is a beauty. Now, what is the secret to my success? It's quite simple. I get a shovel, I dig a hole, and I put them in the ground. It's generally that simple. At least for me. I mean, I think I got good soil. At least that's what I think I have. I mean, yes, you got people who are stuck having to amend their soil, but I'm blessed with the soil I got. I mean, I don't even know if, I don't know if my blueberries will make it too well, because I know the pH of my soil is about a 6.5, which is apparently great for your raspberries, but not so great for your blueberries. On the other hand, my one neighbor, she had a blueberry thing, well, blueberry bush, only one, and I don't know if she put any amendments in the ground or what, but it did fairly well until it got dug up. I'm not quite sure it was doing okay now. I kind of hope it is, you know. But it wasn't doing all that great when I last saw it. But you know, it could be the shock from transplanting, and also the fact that it's probably starting to fall into dormancy, you know. And again, there are the new owner's other blueberries aren't doing all that great either. Although I don't know if it's because they put them in a bad spot or what. You know, or if putting a whole lot of fresh sawdust did something, you know. I mean, this stuff. I mean, this. Yes, I did not amend my soil at all. I may have to throw in a little bit of sulfur or something in the future. What are you barking at, parrot? What do you see that? Might be a cat, might be a skunk, might be anything. Could be anything. In case you've been wondering what the heck you have these sticks for, well, like I said, they get buried. My berries get buried, and it's like, oh, I got my bushes are in this area, and two, I live at a rather long driveway, which is, at the very least, a 1/10 of a mile long, roughly. Which of course needs to be plowed at least once or if not twice a week. And over there is the farmer who currently owns the one blueberry bush, which used to be over there. As for me, I got the red currant bush. Which was right next to said blueberry bush. So, now I'm not quite sure the preferred pH for a blueberry, for a red currant bush. Probably at least a 6 or so. Yes, Paris, you know, it's getting windy. Well, anyways, I'm going to have to get back inside soon. But, anyways, well, let's see, why do we have different varieties? Well, better pollination, spreading, the fruit is spread out a little bit more, and, you know, apparently they taste better than if they are alone. Now, when it comes to seeds of these plants, because they are going to be pollinated by different varieties, the seeds will not breed true. That's to say, this blue crop, the berries on it might be half Spartan, or they might be half Colville, or they might be half Pink Lemonade, or half Jersey, or half Patriot, or half Blueberry Glaze, or half Peach Sorbet. And that's what that's just a seed. That's just one seed. To say nothing about all the other seeds. Again, which might have traits from any and all of the other blueberries. Because you see, a variety is genetically identical. You know, basically, it's like trying to pick out a boyfriend or a girlfriend out of the people that show up at the family reunion, which could lead to all sorts of problems when you think about it. But from a genetic standpoint, they're essentially, you know, they're genetically identical. One Killarney is genetically identical to another Killarney because of the fact that they are propagated by suckers through the cuttings, and the blackberries and black raspberries being propagated by tiprooting and, you know, all that other good stuff. Which is why you have to make sure you have different varieties, because the different varieties essentially represent different plants compared to, because otherwise it's like this guy is genetically identical to this guy, you know. Essentially, they see each other as the same plant, basically. Same plant. Same plant. You know? So, think about that when you're starting up your garden as to why you want to have the different varieties. And it's why, when you're buying blueberries, they recommend you buy 3 different varieties. Of course, you don't need to worry too much about that with raspberries, but have another variety does help with the pollinating purposes. And one moment. Well, I think one of my neighbors is home. Yep, one of my neighbors is home. Yeah. Well, I better walk this way, because one thing, I don't have permission from them to show their faces or anything like that. Don't want to get in trouble for that. Yeah, family is one thing, yourself is one thing, and there's the one orange cat. Yeah. Still trying to get it to front. Well, I got the red light. I better shut off for now. Bye.